Mavs. I'm back for part two. This drawing is for my second graders in particular. You guys have been working on space also in a little bit different way than the fourth graders. We've been talking about the idea of landscapes. And you will remember the most important thing we talked about in a landscape is the horizon line. And I'm going to sing for you because you know I'm going to. Remember, the horizon line is what Moana was singing about. See the line where the sky meets the sea. It calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. That is the farthest place away we can see, the horizon line. Okay, you'll also remember we like to draw the horizon line kind of high because we need to leave room for the foreground, the middle ground, the background, and the sky. Now, let's come down here to the foreground. I'm going to put some grass down here. You guys remember this. I'm going to put some grass down here to remind me that this is where my tree is going to be planted. This is where my tree starts. But how big does this foreground tree need to be? It needs to be really big. This is close to me. Remember, this is like when our friend is in the room with us, okay? When your friend's in the room with you and they're standing close to you, they're big. You can see all the details. You can see if they've got something on their shirt. You can see if they've got glasses, if they've got freckles. You can read their name tags, okay? So we can see lots of stuff. So we're going to make this really, really big. We're going to make this tree trunk come up high, and we're going to make the leafy part be all the way up in the sky. I mean, it's past the horizon line. It's humongous. It's very, very close to us. And I'm going to take this line away that's in the middle of my tree, because my tree would be overlapping the horizon line. I wouldn't be able to see that line through the tree, but I would be able to see some other things. I would be able to see the texture on the tree, right? Okay, I'd be able to see the tree bark. So I'm going to draw some tree bark here. Okay, we also would be able to see like all the leaves in here. We'd be able to see if there's apples. We'd be able to see a little bird's nest, if there's a bird living in our tree. There's lots of stuff that we would be able to see on here, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and add some details to our tree, our big tree. Our big tree is close to us. Now, moms and dads, what we've been talking about is how can I create this idea of things are close to me and things are farther away from me inside of a flat picture. It's a little bit difficult for kids to wrap their brains around, and adults also, that there's a way I can trick my eye into seeing space even though it's inside of a flat picture. And one of those ways is by using a horizon line, and one way is by using the bigger to smaller idea as we move up the page towards the horizon line. So that's what our tree looks like. Okay, I know that when we did our special drawings, our ones that we actually painted a couple of weeks ago, we added a house that went with them. Now, some second graders, I know you didn't get to do this part, so this will be new for you, okay? I'm going to put the bottom of my house right here next to the tree. Okay, and we're going to draw just the basic shapes first, and then we're going to go back and make it look three-dimensional. So I'm going to add, I'm going to do my square and my triangle. Okay, and then I'm going to add 3 diagonal lines that kind of run into my tree, and that's going to make this house look like it's 3D. So I'm going to come off the top corner of my house, and I'm going to draw a straight line until it runs into the tree. I'm going to do it again from this corner. This one's going to be a little short line because I ran out of space. And then I'm going to do it from the bottom corner down here. I'm going to go until I bump into the tree. Now all of a sudden I have a three-dimensional house that's kind of tucked behind this tree. Again, this is close to us. It's in the foreground. So I'm going to be able to see a bunch of details on this house that I wouldn't be able to see if this house was farther away. If this house is out there close to the horizon line, I'm not going to be able to see all of these little details. But since this house is close to me, I can see a bunch of things. Okay, so I'm going to draw, you know, my plants that are up here close to the house. Maybe I can see this little sidewalk. Definitely things like windows and doorknobs. Okay, I'm even going to draw some texture on the top of my house, like the little shingles. Going to draw some cross hatching to do that. I'm going to give mine kind of a little special upstairs room. Okay, all of those things, all those little details that you can draw on your house, you would be able to see because this house and this tree are down here in the foreground and they're close to us. We can see the details, they're nice and big. Okay, as we move up our page though, we're going to be getting farther away. So I'm going to step into my picture and I'm going to start walking. This is like when your friend walks down the hall. Okay, they're down at second grade hall, we're standing at the art door. They're kind of far away. I can still tell which friend it is or which teacher it is, but I can't see all of the stuff I could see if they were standing right there with me at the art door. I can see what color their shirt is, but I probably can't read the writing on their shirt. I can see their face and recognize them, but I can't tell you what color their eyes are. I can't tell you if your teacher has earrings on because they're a little bit farther away. So we're going to come up here into the middle ground. That's the middle of the ground. And we're going to draw some more grass. Okay, that remember just helps us remember where the bottom of our tree is, where our tree is growing out of. This tree is not going to be as big. It's farther away. When my teacher or my friend is way down the hallway, they don't look the same. They look a little bit smaller. Okay, so we're going to make this kind of a medium-sized tree. Okay, it's still going to cross the horizon line. Okay, it's still going to be pretty big. It's just not as big as this tree. Now, we can see a few details on this tree. Remember, we can see the color of somebody's shirt. We can tell who it is, but we can't see all the details that we could see when it was close to us. So we're going to draw a little bit of details, but not as many. So I'm going to draw a few leaves. Probably can't tell if this is an apple tree. Probably can't see the bird in this tree. No little squirrels. I can just see a little bit on this tree because it's a little bit farther away. Now, let's decide how far back we're going to go. We're going to walk a little bit farther. Okay, so I've walked into my picture. I've passed this house. Okay, and I've walked farther away and I've gotten to this tree. Now I'm going to walk even farther away, closer to the horizon line. And this is going to be my closest neighbor. My closest neighbor is a good walk away from me. So let's draw a little tree back here. Now, remember this tree is not so teeny tiny that I cannot see it. It's not a little speck. It's just smaller. It's farther away. So we've gone from big to medium to small as we're moving up the page towards the horizon line. If you want to draw a little house back here, you can draw your square and your triangle. Okay, remember these objects are not going to have very many details because they're far away. We can't see those details. It's like when my friend goes across the street and I'm looking out the art window and seeing them down the street. I might not even be able to tell who it is. Okay, they're very far away from me. So I'm not going to be able to see the same details that I can see on these things that are close to me. Let's go ahead and finish the sides of our house. Okay, I'm going to draw my straight line coming off the top corner, my straight line coming off the bottom corner, and then my straight line off the bottom of my square. It looks kind of like the letter E. See how it looks like the letter E right there? Okay, and then I'm going to close it up. Okay, it looks like a little milk carton house. Now, you might be able to see things like, you know, a door, a window, but you're probably not going to see like the curtains, the window, like the window panes, the doorknobs, things like that in a house that's that far away. I'm going to draw me another little second tree right here just for fun. Now, you can see that this drawing now feels like there is some space in it. This feels far away. This feels very close because of detail, size, and placement. Okay, close, far, very far. And then what's up here? What is all this space? All that space is sky. When you color this picture, remember that there's no empty space. I know that our brains say sky up, ground down, but my eye, when I look, I see that the sky comes all the way down until it bumps into the ground or until it bumps into the top of the tree or the top of a building. Okay, there's no empty white space in between the sky and the ground. So when you color, this whole space coming down to the horizon line is your sky. everything under your horizon line is grass. So you're going to have a lot of blue sky, a lot of green grass, and then you can color your trees and your houses the way that you want to. Okay, later this week, we'll try doing a seascape, which is similar to this. We'll still do a horizon line, but we're going to make the line touch the water. Okay, so we'll do a little painting activity with that later this week, but I wanted just to kind of get your brains back into what we were talking about before we left, about how to create this space using size, details, and placement in your drawings. And of course, your magical Moana horizon line. I hope you had fun with that one. Draw them, send me some pictures of what you're working on, and I will be talking to you soon. Bye, Mavs.